City is another layer. You only have to look up. You know you can find us lighting fires on a rooftop. The city is another layer. You only have to look up. You know you can find us lighting fires on a rooftop. Lighting fires turn the night upside down. Lighting fires turn the night upside down.
Hey guys, I'm Jose. This is Fox, the Professor Fox. And you're tuning in to Music with Jose. So, Mr. Fox,
Hello.
did they call you Mr. Fox or just the Professor Fox?
Professor Fox, Mr. Fox, Sir Fox,
So, tell
Hey
us,
Fox.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. I'm a record producer. I am a governor for the Grammys in the Chicago chapter. I'm a songwriter. I'm a fan of music. I'm a dog owner. I
Dog
play a variety of instruments, and I am lucky enough to have this awesome little room.
Very awesome. I like the Avid controller. You got the UAD Apollo 8. That's pretty dope. That's
Yep.
pretty dope. So, I guess my audience, this is a tech savvy channel. We show tutorials, we do interviews with professionals in the industry like yourself. I'm gonna be very front. Who have you worked with so far?
Okay, I guess I'll do some name dropping. So far in my career, I've been lucky enough to work with everybody from Vic Mensa, Mac Miller, Currency, Chance the Rapper, the Wu-Tang Clan, even Ellen DeGeneres. I'm missing so many people. Odd Future, Sidewalk Chalk. The list is very long.
I was
Sorry
reading.
if I forget anybody.
I was reading that you went overseas
Yeah, I've been overseas a lot.
a lot for the USO, right?
Yeah, I used to manage the Lieutenant Dan Band, and as their tour manager, it took me to cool places like Guam, Vietnam, all over Europe, all over Germany, Asia, Afghanistan,
Wow.
and then we luckily went to Hawaii 2 times a year, and that was always nice.
So let me ask you this question: when did you know you wanted to do music?
Uh, after I dropped out of college.
You dropped out of college.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I grew up in South Florida. I played sports, and then I was this big at like 9, 10 years old, and just crushed. Swimming, baseball, hockey, basketball, football. And then in high school, I stopped growing. And everybody kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it was a tough adjustment to have to start worrying about grades and the stark realization of you're not going to be an athlete hit me. So I started focusing on like AP classes and took up chemistry and biology and became obsessed with like wanting to be a doctor. And so I went to school in Connecticut, and after my first year of that, I threw in the towel. So then I moved around the country for a while, tried to figure out what I wanted to do, and then by the time I was like 20, I probably called my mom, and she convinced me to go into music.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What college did you attend college, or you just went straight into the industry, or how did it work?
I found out about Columbia here in Chicago, and I went there to finish up school.
You just released a new EP, correct?
I did. I got my own band, and I've had a project that I started 4 years ago called Wolf House that'll probably never see the light of day. But it's got some of my favorite rappers on it, and it's me producing all the songs and me writing a lot of the songs and then having them rap over it. And hopefully I'll put that out, but the project that I just released is called Vesper.
Vesper.
And this has been like another pivotal moment in my life and my career, because I never thought I would be an artist, ever. ever. I used to dread having to like even help artists do artisty things because it's just an insane amount of work, and it's like winning the lottery to make it as an artist. So this project for me is just I constantly ask myself, why do you do this? Why are you putting yourself in this position? But I love it. I absolutely love touring. I love playing shows. Two things I never thought I would ever want to do. Because being on this side of the desk is where I'm the most comfortable. And so like stepping out of my comfort zone it's been great for me this year. I'm excited to see what happens next year.
That's awesome. So let's talk tech. Let's
Sure.
talk techniques. What are you known for?
I'm known for my drums and I'm known for my vocal production.
Okay, so you want to share some secrets, you know, you got it locked up in the vault?
Some secrets. Yeah, okay. Here's the straight up basics when it comes to drums. 1, get yourself a good drummer. 2, know your kit. So if you're a producer, if you're an engineer, typically you're gonna have a few hours before the band ever shows up, so you should be behind that drum kit. And you should be just hitting it for close to 30 minutes and just try different things as far as tones. Know how to tune a drum set. That's so important. Don't just
Excuse me, are you talking about the tuning to the key of the song or just tuning the drums to sound good?
So there's all kinds of approaches, right? You can tune your kick drum to match the key of the song. You can tune your toms to be in the key of the song, or you can tune the kit to itself. It's usually a case by case basis. Sometimes you can blend both techniques, but at the end of the day, as a producer, as an engineer, you should know how to change the strings on a guitar. You should know how to change the heads on a drum set, and you should know how to tune both of them. But the other big thing is like, for me, drums and bass are the foundation of every production I do, whether it's hip hop, rock, jazz, country. I always start there, thinking like this is my foundation. So I personally will budget enough time and enough money into my records where I can really sit there with the drums. And on some of the bigger albums, we might have swapped out, no exaggeration, 11 snare drums in an album. So like one song literally might have 2 different snare drums in the same song.
Do you layer them or do just different parts, different snares?
Sometimes it's different parts, different snares. Sometimes it's layered. Sometimes I'll sneak in some of my own samples on top of the drums, but for the most part, I try to keep everything as organic as possible, and that's another one of my like mix secrets. So this session that's up here, there's close to 200 tracks, and I'd say that there's probably 40 that have no processing, no EQ, no compression, because if it's recorded the way that I want it to be recorded, I don't have to touch it. And so that helps make my sound my sound.
So that's the biggest secret. No plugins, getting great sounds at the recording stage.
I mix with microphones. That's one of my like my slogans, I guess. And another thing that I teach, I don't know who should when I'm teaching, I have this like this motto that says if it doesn't sound good on paper, it's not gonna sound good out the speakers. So that's another thing that is not so much open to interpretation, because it literally means like plan ahead. Have your session mapped out. No matter if it's just a 2-track and a vocalist, you gotta know what you're walking into and what your end product should be. You should always visualize the end goal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, when you're producing a record and you're ready to the band and you're like rehearsals, you're about to hit the studio, right? What is the first thing you approach other than the drum set, other than setting up the microphones, all that? As a producer, not as an engineer, what is the first thing you approach?
Oh, so I like to be there way before the band, and I kind of like, I don't know if I call it meditate, but I take a few minutes to just be alone in the room, mentally prepare myself for all the problems that are gonna come through that door, all the different personalities that are gonna come through the door. I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm putting a good energy into the room, and it sounds goofy, it sounds silly, but people that are coming to you for guidance and for leadership and for mentorship, if you're cool, calm, and collected, when they walk in that door, they're gonna feel that. If you're kind of flustered, if you're kind of panicked, if you're still, oh my God, nothing's working, what, and you're freaking out, that's the tone you set when the band shows up. So I really make it a strong point to just be as level-headed, as calm, as ready, and in the best mood that I can be in, so that it becomes infectious. And that way, when they show up, they're not only ready, but they're like just kind of embodying the vibe that I want the record to give their listeners. Because you can hear frustration on a song, you can hear exhaustion on a song, you can hear aggression, you can hear sadness, and so whether that's intentional or it's by mistake, as the producer, you're really letting all of that extra stuff get committed to the record.
So if somebody's just starting out in this field, just getting into recording, hasn't gone to school yet, what is the best advice?
Oh, the best advice is to find an artist and make records.
Just record.
Just record.
Doesn't matter, Logic, Pro Tools, GarageBand.
Your gear doesn't matter, your equipment, your microphone, your room, none of that. Just make records. Make records. I got a deal, my first deal with Def Jam was literally from a song that I used, SM57, the OG M-Box, a GarageBand drum loop, and like a toy piano, and it became the #1 song on MySpace. Wow. So like, quality doesn't matter, gear doesn't matter, your mix doesn't even really matter that much. If you have a good song, you got a good song. And you only get good songs by just doing it.
I like that.
That's my advice. Just do it.
And out of curiosity, for the professionals out there, what is your piece of advice for them?
Okay. For the people that are doing it, don't ever rest on your laurels. Don't get too comfortable, is what I'm trying to say. Don't get lazy. Don't fall back on your routine. You should be out there visiting every venue you can. You should be constantly looking for new talent. You should be learning a new instrument. You should be reading up on new gear. You should be reading the Wall Street Journal, reading the New York Times, reading Billboard. All of this is going to affect your livelihood, your career, but also just giving you a sense of what's going on in the world around you. Because as people that sit in a room that has no windows for 15, 16 hours a day, you can easily lose touch with the world outside.
Yeah. Well, Professor Fox, thank you very much for letting me interview.
Thank you.
Guys, his EP's on sale currently at...
Yeah, the Vesper Teeth EP is now available, and go check it out.
Yeah, all digital media. Once again, thank you for tuning in with Music with Jose. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like all of my social media pages, because every single week we're going to have a new interview, new videos, new tech videos, anything. Thank you very much, guys.
Hold on.